I'm running up stones on the edge of the bank. Rally the troops for another refrain. I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly to myself. I'm buried beneath the sand. There's no way to speak or reach out my hand. Watching the paper slowly unfold, bracing for news that I can't bear to hold. While I'm singing this song to myself, I sing this softly to myself. Tore up my jeans on the fence. This iron road I cannot bend, but my walking is lighter when I walk with a friend. I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly to myself.
In the comment section under my last video, someone compared living in Athens to a lover, a moody and expensive lover, if I remember well. But I really like that comparison because my relationship with Greece and with Athens is a little bit like a relationship with a lover, because my experience of living in Athens and living in Greece in general is a little bit like experience of being in a relationship with a very thrilling yet very complicated lover. With like any new relationship, I wasn't sure what I'm putting myself into. I kind of came here completely blindsided and I didn't know what to expect, but I was super excited and thrilled by this opportunity. But like with any other relationship, especially the thrilling ones, after some time the excitement wears off and we see place for what it really is. And this can really go many ways. So as I learned about this place, as I learned about reality of living in a place like Greece, in a place like Athens, I've learned about all the cons and pros, about all the great and not so great things about living in this place. And as with any relationship, at the very start, I was besotted, I was infatuated, and I was desperate to make it work. I was warned before I was coming here. I was warned at the beginning when I was already here that a lot of aspects of life in here are not sustainable. But I was desperate. I really, really wanted to make it work. And again, as in any relationship, as time passes, we learn more about the other side. And we, at some point, need to decide, where is this relationship going to go? And as much as I wanted to make it work, I knew that if nothing changes, I will have to make a decision. So let me explain it to you in slightly less metaphorical way, but I really liked this comparison because it is exactly how it felt and still feels to me. So when I came to Greece, I knew it's not going to be easy, and I knew I will probably struggle financially, but I was desperate to make it work. And I think that if I was in my 20s or 30s, I would probably look at things differently because I used to look at them differently. But now that I am approaching 50 soon, I need to find ways of living that are slightly more sustainable. If it's your first time here, or if you didn't know about it, previously I quit my job twice in my 40s, in my early and mid 40s. to travel the world, to become a blogger, to chase my dreams, with very, very mixed results. The most important one being that I came to Greece broke. I came to Greece broke. I came to Greece to redo my life in a way, and find a new direction. Maybe I didn't know about it back then. I didn't know that this is what I'm looking for, but I knew that I need to find some kind of direction in my life. So maybe this is why I also was so desperate to make it work. But then it's not exactly difficult to want to make it work in a country like Greece, because it's an incredible place. But one of my work colleagues recently, when we were actually talking about it, said, because we were talking about different countries and why people immigrate to different countries, and while there are certain countries, maybe let's say in Europe, where you immigrate because you want to better your life financially, he said that Greece is for romantic people. You don't come to Greece to better yourself financially. You come to Greece because you are a romantic at heart. And it really resonated with me. Often, when I was walking down the streets in Athens, when I was sitting somewhere in a taverna listening to the live music, in many, many, many occasions, I felt like this vibe of the country really, really resonates with me. So it really wasn't that hard to want to make it work. But if you've seen my previous video, if you haven't, I will link it in the description. It is really hard to make ends meet in Greece if you are working in Greece. So at some point I realized that I will have to make a decision. I just knew that I cannot live like this when month after month I am not sure not only if I ever be able to save anything, but to actually live at least semi-decent or semi-comfortable life. You can live in the most beautiful place in the world, but if you're stressed about how you're going to survive the month after month, it will dawn on you and it will make every place miserable. So I knew that I need to think about my future, and I really need to take care of my financial stability. Something that for many years wasn't really that important for me, because I am truly a free soul and a hippie at heart. I hardly ever do anything because of the money. But when you reach a certain age, you know that some things will not last forever. We don't last forever. Our health doesn't last forever. And you learn that if you don't take care of your future, if you don't take care of your financial stability, financial security, this might end badly. It probably came to me for the first time sometime in August, because I found summer months to be pretty hard. And also throughout the summer months, I felt a bit lonely here as well. I'm working remotely, and when you move to another country, remote work is probably not the best way of integrating into the community, because basically you don't meet anybody. You work at home and you basically just meet people virtually. In September, I've decided I'm going to be looking for another job, and I've decided that this job would not be in Greece. Any other job that I would find in Greece would bring me the same money. It would just be something different yet the same. So I knew I need to go somewhere else where I can better myself financially and fix my life financially more than anything else. So I narrowed it down to 2 countries, because I didn't really want to this time go somewhere where it was completely new for me. I really wanted to go somewhere where I've already knew what are my possibilities, but also I wanted to go somewhere where I have already people that I love, be it my family or my friends, because I did feel a bit lonely here sometimes. I knew that I really want to go to a place where not only I will have financial opportunities, but also where I will be able to reconnect with people that I love. So of course, I narrowed it to 2 countries. One of them, of course, being Poland, because I am from Poland. And although I left Poland, I kind of emigrated from Poland 25 years ago, almost. 3 years ago, I came back to Poland after over 20 years, and I stayed in Poland for 1 year and a half working. And I really loved it because it was the first time in 20 years when I could spend so much time with my family, my sister, my nieces and nephews, and I've had a blast. I've had a wonderful time, and there are many great opportunities for career, for a good job, and many other prospects in Poland these days. It's a completely different country than it was when I was living 25 years ago. And the second option was Malta. Because I used to live in Malta, I have a couple of really good friends in Malta. I knew that if I went back there, I would definitely not be lonely. But I also knew that there are great job opportunities. And I was hoping that with my previous experience, I would be able to find a good job with prospects of actually bettering my situation financially. More than anything, I was really looking for, which is going to sound really strange because I am a nomad and kind of a gypsy at heart. I never really stay anywhere for too long. But yet again, I must be the age thing. I think I am looking for a little bit of a forever home, like a base, somewhere where I could have a little apartment like this one that I would actually care to decorate, to put my travel photos on the wall, because I would know that even if I go traveling, this would be the place that I will come back to, a place where I would have my kitchen with my kitchen equipment, where I could cook when I'm tired of eating while I'm traveling. Little things like this. I realized that the dream of becoming a permanent digital nomad was not only possible, but maybe also not sustainable long term. Maybe I should find a middle ground somewhere, which is a little bit of a compromise, but I think you have to try something in order to find out what is it that you really want. I definitely am not done with traveling, but I wanted to find a place which I could basically call home. Throughout the whole process of making this decision, it was one of the hardest decisions I've had to make in my life. Before, every time I made a decision, it was quite easy one, and I would really be set on this. When I knew I want to go traveling and I want to quit my job, I knew that this is what I want to do, and I never really questioned myself. I never really looked at other options. It was the first time when I truly didn't know what I'm going to do. I was like, I have no idea where to go with this. I don't know where do I belong. I don't know where I want to be. I just didn't know. It was just crazy. Luckily, around the same time, I went for a brief visit to Malta. It was actually planned this way because my best friend said to me, look, come to Malta and see how we feel about it. But I was like, yes, I'm going to go and I will see how I feel about the place. And the truth is that I never left Malta hating it. So of course I had a great time. I was definitely not bored. I was only there for 5 days, but I've had a great time. And the following month I went to Poland. And luckily I've had amazing weather for October as well, and I've had a great time with my family, with my nieces and nephews. So I had a little bit of a comparison, and I've decided that in the end the deciding factor will be the weather. I am definitely a warm, sunny weather person. I want to live in a Mediterranean country. This is why I came to Greece as well. And I love the lifestyle of any Mediterranean country. I love the outdoor living, the all year outdoor living, the proximity to the beach. This is something that I really want to have every day. I want to have access to these things on a daily basis, not only when I go on vacation. So I decided I'm gonna start looking for a job in Malta. But as in life, things don't always go as planned, and it didn't go very well. I obviously have a very patchy CV, although it's not the worst one, it's definitely not the best one, and I am also not the youngest. So it was very easy to figure out from my CV that I'm not the youngest, and I obviously had 2 gaps on my CV. So long story short, I couldn't find a job. I received a rejection after rejection after rejection. I wasn't even invited for an interview. Majority of the cases, 99% of the cases, my CV would not even be shortlisted, which was very, very frustrating, because I hate this process when you're not even being given a chance to advocate for yourself, to show to the potential employer what you have to offer. So I found the whole process very frustrating. I eventually landed an interview which I thought went really well, but again, I wasn't offered the job. I thought I made a plan. I thought I was set on this decision, on this move, but nothing was happening. I knew that I cannot go there without a job because Malta's expensive and I didn't have any savings. So I couldn't just go there and stay there for 2, 3, 4 months unemployed. Although I could stay with my friend, but you know what I mean? You need to have money to survive, and I cannot go not knowing if I'm even gonna get the job. So I decided I cannot leave Greece until I find the job. And then came the second part of November, the winter start coming, and I knew that I will have to make some kind of decision, because I knew I don't want to stay in this apartment for the whole winter. This place is freezing and expensive. So I knew that in theory, I could be searching for a job for another 6 months or 1 year and just be stuck in this place. I had to make some kind of decision. If I couldn't find a job elsewhere, I had to try and make my life better where I am. And yes, a lot of people would say 2 months is not enough. Some people are looking for a job for 6 months, for 1 year. Yes, I know. But I just couldn't be in this nowhere land for so long, because it was also really stressing me. I started feeling really down. It took away a lot of joy out of my life. I could feel that it's just too much for me. I couldn't focus on anything else. So I knew that for my own peace of mind, I have to make a decision. So I decided that if by the end of November I will not find a job in Malta, I will start looking for another apartment in Greece and just try to make it better. Save what I can save and maybe find ways to add another income to what I'm doing right now. And also, the funny thing is, because I was so tired of thinking about it, what am I going to do? Where should I go? And I was constantly on the crossroads. I was constantly not sure whether I'm making the right decision. What am I supposed to do? At some point, I said to myself, sod it. I can't do that forever. I just can't be like this forever. I will surrender. I decided I'm going to surrender and let the universe decide for me. I will just go with the flow for the time being. I will start looking maybe for another apartment in Athens, and what will be, will be. What's meant to be, it's meant to be. Maybe I'm not supposed to go to Malta. Maybe I'm supposed to stay here for whatever reason. And I totally surrendered. I decided I want to bring the joy back to my life, and I want to be happy wherever I am in the world. And that was the plan. And then when this happened, a couple of days later, a friend of mine called me and she said, look, there is this new position in the company. I think you might be interested. I think this is something that you might really like. I think maybe you want to apply. Long story short, I've applied and 2 weeks later I've been offered the job. And things went super quickly from that moment, because just under 2 weeks later, I was already signing my new contract, and I had a set date for my starting day in my new job. And then I knew I'm moving to Malta. I knew I'm leaving Greece. So life's funny, huh? You never know what happens when you just surrender sometimes. And from that moment, I was really excited, because this is what I wanted, and it happened. But then simultaneously, I became really sad. I became super sad that I am actually going to be leaving Athens. I think until that moment, I didn't realize how much I loved this place. And the crazy thing is that when I was recording my last video, the 1 year living in Athens update, I only found out about that I got the job 2 days before I was filming that video. When I was filming that video, I didn't even sign the contract yet. So it was super fresh, and I was planning this video for 2-3 weeks. So it was all super fresh for me, and I was very overwhelmed by the feelings that I was facing. And there's so much of this country that I would like to see. But then whenever I sit down and think about it, I know that I made the right decision, because it's just not sustainable. It's not a place where I can feel safe in the long term, financially safe. I know that eventually, if I stayed here, I would end up very miserable, and I don't want to do this to myself. And I love Malta as well. I am not sad at all that I'm going there. I know there's a lot of people that have very different opinions about Malta as well, but that's a completely different story. But yes, I am very overwhelmed with the sadness. It's like when you were in a relationship with someone and you really love them, but you know they're not good for you, and you're so sad that you need to leave them, but you know you're making a right decision. So what now? What next? I am leaving in around 1 month from now, but I am still going to make a couple more videos about Greece. I still have a couple more ideas, because I'm still here. I know a lot of you are here for my Greece content. I know a lot of you who subscribe for my Greece content, but I hope you will stick around. I will be definitely coming back to Greece on vacation, and I will definitely be making videos about it. But I will also be making videos about my new life. I will be making videos about me moving to another country yet again. I will be making videos about me settling in a new country, and showing you Malta as well, and maybe showing you other countries that I'll be traveling to in the meantime. So I feel a little bit like I'm betraying a lot of you guys, because I know you are here for the Greece content. But I really hope you stick around, and I hope I can take you with me on that completely new journey, old and new, kind of in the same time. And I also wanted to thank you all. Thank you for the most encouraging and lovely comments that I'm always receiving under each of my videos. And to be honest with you, I am doing this because of you, because many times I was questioning whether making those videos even make sense. But I always get so many lovely comments from you guys, and I am doing it because of you. So thank you so much. And as I said, I hope you stick around if you want to see what happens next, and if you still want to see a couple more videos from Greece, please subscribe. And as always, I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye.